Hello and welcome to Quadtrac Farms. We're back with another episode of Nebraska Lands, and today we're picking up not too far after we left off the last episode. I was going to do a lot more off camera, I thought, but then I decided, let's just do all of the equipment swaps and stuff on camera today. And our plan is to finish getting this field opened up with the combine here so that I can just set this grain cart driver off on the courseplay driver. He should be able to keep up and handle this. It's a pretty straightforward field. And then we'll go get started on that spraying contract. But before we do that, I had enough to send the semi on its way. And I wanted to see if that auto drive course up to the other elevator that we're delivering the sorghum to is going to work out for us or not. I figured we'd deal with any hassles related to that right out of the gate here rather than be surprised by it later. So I'm going to go ahead and just kick him off on his course right now. And then we'll empty this combine one more time on its initial pass around the field here, and we should be good to go to let this thing do its thing. Now, we are on field 13. We're selling at Central Valley Ag for this particular contract, and we've got a bunch of sorghum in the hopper already. Oh, I did not pull that tractor forward far enough. Let's see if we can jump over here and get him out of the way before the semi has a problem. And we're gonna go ahead and see if I can turn around without killing too many of the neighbors' crops here, or my own. I have a disabled crop destruction. I was gonna leave it on, but with the way the contracts were working, we can't really afford to accidentally be taking out any crops or anything, so we're gonna leave it off for the time being. And, oh, it looks like he's not as full as I thought he was. I thought I saw a big heap of grain on the top of the hopper there, but it was just the little bit coming out of the auger there. So we'll let him clean out this corner here real quick. And while he's doing that, I think I'm going to ride along in the semi and just make sure that we get up to the sell point correctly. And we'll go from there. So we've made it through a town without any problems, which is what I expected. I didn't think we'd run into any issues there, but I'm a little bit nervous about coming through the tunnel up here into the dump pits because we were a little askew and we almost ran into the wall when we came through originally. And sometimes these semis, like you can see when they slow down to go up to a point like this, we get to a situation where that's a pretty steep ramp, and I wasn't sure he was going to make it up here, but it looks like we're good. Already dumping that first hopper, and the real test will be to see whether or not he can continue from this awkward position to start dumping the second. That was uncalled for levels of loudness. Some levels of realism I don't need. Oh my goodness, that train. Okay, I'm gonna need a new eardrum after that. But we know the train's coming. And this guy seems to have dumped all the grain without problem while I was dazed by the train. Let's keep trucking here back out to the field. I just want to make sure I don't have any problems right here. I almost hit that car on the way through when I was making the path originally. So that part seems good. And we just need to make sure that we can squeeze around this corner here. If I remember right, this telephone pole's right out on the corner of the sidewalk. And I'm not sure we've got a big enough turn here. Yeah, we're gonna get hung up on this. Okay, this is what I wanted to make sure. I know last time we clipped into this ever so slightly, and so now I need to take this nice curve that we've got here and just bring it out a little bit. If we come way out like this, it's not so gracious looking of a curve, but it should help us not come in quite so tight. And then I'm gonna do one last thing here, which is instead of having it connect to this point. I'm gonna have it connect to that point. That way I can just drag this out into the other lane a little bit more. All right, so with that path fixed, I've come all the way back up into the elevator, and what I want to do is send this guy on his way back to field 13, and this should be a good test of if I've fixed this corner or not. Well, let's find out. I'm gonna turn these on. I'm just kind of curious to watch as we go here. It'd be really nice if this fixed it for us. And no problem now. Perfect. All right. Well, I have confidence he's going to get back out to the field. So let's go ahead and tab on. Oh my goodness, this guy hasn't been running all this time because the combine needed to back up 1 extra foot. Well, that's mildly infuriating. Let's go ahead and, well, he doesn't even need to be emptied out because I pretty much just emptied him out, but I'm gonna go ahead and empty him out one more time. He's half full, I suppose, and then we will go get that sprayer going. I'm very frustrated. I thought this combine was running all this time. Normally I would expect to see a message of some kind. It's doing a great job on these corners, though, getting them nice and cleaned out, but I forget how much backing up we have to do in order to get that level of care in our corners. I'll have to do a better job of parking our equipment somewhere reasonable as we move forward. But we'll get up here, and I guess we haven't had a chance to show it on camera, but I did get the mod figured out, so it is Shift 4. And you can see my whole speedometer has turned green over here, and that will match the combine's speed even if it speeds up or slows down, which works great for running the grain cart here. And we'll go ahead and just finish emptying them out real quick, and then we will be letting the courseplay driver kind of take over for keeping this going for a little bit. I'm just going to turn this course on. I want to make sure we were far enough in front of where this truck is so that we're not going to be blocking him when I stop this guy and set him on his way. So here we go. We're going to disable this, and I am going to open up here and tell him to unload her too far away from field. We want to unload combine in this field. Okay, start job. I think that's good to go. We'll find out. You should just sit here and wait for the oh, he's gonna drive to the point that I just selected, I think. I don't know what he's gonna do. I haven't had to go into the map and set a point in a while, but sometimes when you're right on the edge in the big fields, I think the way the calculations work with courseplay is there's some rounding errors and it doesn't always detect your field. So we should be good to go now. I'm gonna leave him here. I'm gonna leave him there. We'll keep an eye on the percentages. This guy made his way back out to the field just fine. And we're finally over here for our spraying contract. Now, I believe that our spraying contract is actually a spraying contract, which means we need a herbicide, not fertilizer. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this herbicide right over here. And it's the first setup here. So we've got fertilizer on the other side. This side is herbicide. So if we pick this up and then I look, we're field 43. I don't even know where field 43 is. We're gonna take a quick look at the map and see if we can find it. 43 is right down over here. So I think the best idea I've got is gonna be to follow this back to the main road, take the main road down and over. So let's give that a shot. The main road is right over there. We're gonna cut across this because it makes way more sense for us to get to where we're going quickly and head out this way. We don't have auto drive courses to all these places yet. We're gonna just build them out every time we hit a new field. We're definitely gonna have a strong preference for doing contracts on fields we've already hit, but sometimes we're just gonna have to grab new things. We've done contracts in what, 3 or 4 fields now? 3 fields, 3 different fields we've done. So this will be a quick drive out to this other field, but we are gonna take our time with it to make sure that we get a decent road course. So I'll be setting up this road course, and I'll meet you out in the field. I feel like we've done quite a few of these auto drive road courses in the last few episodes, and I don't want to bore y'all by continuing to do nothing but set up auto drive courses in every episode. We've gotten pretty good at it now, so we'll check in just a few minutes. Now, one thing I am going to do is we're going to learn our lesson, and we're gonna record a 2-way path down this new road over here. So I'm gonna turn down this way, and we're gonna come away from the other points for just a minute. And right here, instead of left clicking on this, I'm gonna right click on this to start creating a 2-way path. And I'm gonna stop right here before we get going too far down here. And I'm gonna just drag this point up to about here. I'm gonna drag this one to the middle point, and then we're going to set up the intersection. But I just wanted to show off, I am gonna do a 2-way path. I finally remembered, and that way I don't have to have a wonky path going back and forth, and I won't have to re-record another path on the way back up from the field when we're ready to send this guy back. We'll be able to just knock everything out all at once, which I thought was pretty cool. And as always, we just need all 4 connections of our intersections here. Boom, just like that, we're done. And as you can see, this is a nice straight line all the way down here to where field 43 is gonna be. All right, I'm out here, and this is field 43 to my left, this cornfield. I think what I'm gonna do is take this, what do you call it? This path all the way down to the end here, just so that I have options. I'm not really sure where I want to start the field job off at. I was thinking about in this corner anyway. I know it makes my drive a little bit longer, but I do think that this is the corner of the block, which means there's another road, yep, that goes right down here to some other fields. And I thought that if I brought this down here, then I have access to the other field as well. So we're gonna just bring it right into here, and then trying to think how I want to do this. I'm gonna stop recording a 2-way course, and I'm gonna record just a regular course into the field, like so. Nice big wide course. And then this is gonna be right here. No, we're gonna do it right over here. I could have probably done this a little bit better, but right over here is gonna be our field 43 point. And then it's going to come forward a few, and then it's going to come right back out here onto the road. And I will hook this last point up manually. There we go. All right, so this is field 43. This is fill point for liquid fertilizer, but we're spraying herbicide. In theory, this will be able to continue on and then go reload this guy when he gets empty. We're gonna try it. The fill point for herbicide is technically past the liquid fertilizer point, but I think the zones might overlap. So by setting this to herbicide, he won't accidentally fill the wrong thing. And then I'm going to come over here in the corner of this field somewhere. And I'm not too picky about it. I'm just going to get lined up, and we're going to do a course play course. And we're going to create a job for course play. We'll open the generator, 1 tool, 2 headlands, do your thing. Now, this field's got a little bit of a janky corner here. It's going to make it go diagonal. Wouldn't normally do this because I don't think that this makes sense for the way the rows are. So I am going to try to force a direction on the longest edge and recalculate this course. And that should make me go up and down instead of on the diagonals. There you go. Much better course. It's kind of crooked, actually, which is really bizarre. But we're going to just come right out here, tell him to start on the first waypoint, and off you go. He should be able to figure this out, hopefully without running into that tree. Come on, there's one tree, and you're going to try and run into it, guy. All right, we'll forgive him because he missed. The booms on this thing are ginormous. And there we go. We are off. We're spraying. Now, I have the spot spray stuff turned on, but if you look down here, the weeds are so bad that there is no spot spraying. It is completely covered in weeds. So we are going to end up using a fair amount of herbicide on this field, I suspect, but that's okay. What I didn't do, though, and I need to do, so I'm going to pause this for a second and come over here, and if I could find my mouse, I got to turn on the course play mode over here. I'm almost positive before we start the course play job. And so once I've done that, when he gets empty, he should attempt to pick up this auto drive course and go refill himself. So we're going to see how well that works in today's episode, and if it doesn't, we'll do a little bit more research and see if we can figure it out. Now, with all that done, I'm going to come over here. Looks like we have been emptying because I'm in a different spot in the field, and I've got a lot more sorghum in the hopper. In fact, I can see the combine's only got 17% in there. So we're going to grab this guy, and I'm going to take him up. We're going to empty, and then I'm going to go fill the semi up with what we've got and go from there. Now, I do need to probably look at upgrading our truck a bit. It has a problem pulling when we have a full trailer. I don't quite get up to speed, but it's not a priority, especially on this job. We're so close to town that running the grain back and forth to town is actually going to be pretty easy for us. Now, he's at 27%, which is great. I pushed the wrong button here. Let's match speed. Nope, I pushed the wrong button again. That's actually my bad. There we go. Now we're gonna match speed, and I'll inch on over here into a better position, trying not to get in front of him with my big fat tires. And as soon as we can get this guy emptied out, we're gonna do our first piece of equipment swap. Now, I've been thinking about the way that I want to replace the equipment on the map here, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to swap some of the base game equipment out with similar, not exactly equivalent equipment, but we're going to swap it roll for roll. So, you know, as an example, you know, we'll swap the combine out with another, you know, big combine to get us started. That's not a piece of base game equipment. That's an actual piece of modded equipment. But I think we're going to swap out the tractor first here. I think that's going to be my first swap. And we're going to go all out and jump right up from this base game Steiger into a 715 Steiger. Most likely the Quadtrac, not the wheeled Steiger. Because why not? It's going to serve the same purpose, and trying to save up $1 million to do the swap and take the huge hit on selling equipment and all this other stuff is just going to be a pain. And my intent is we'll just figure out how much the one that we want is going to cost. We'll cheat that much money in. We'll sell this one. We'll cheat in the difference, and then we'll just swap the tractor 1 for 1 and leave ourselves at the same amount of money. That way we can kind of still maintain the idea and the challenge of building up the farm. But we're going to swap out this starting equipment with some modded equipment just to have some better stuff on the farm. If I'd been thinking about it better, I would have done all of this before I started the series. But honestly, it's been so long since I ran any of the farm sim stuff since I've been away since, gosh, almost May, that I just didn't even think about it. I was so excited to get into the episode here and just start farming that we went with the base game equipment. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when there's really cool mods out there that have some cool features and stuff, I'd rather use the modded stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy emptied out. He should just take off and head on up to the elevator, which is great. And I should be able to just start this guy right back off on the combine job again. I am going to want to make sure that the combine is emptied before he starts to make the trek back across the field, because he's going to be starting his first lands mode out here soon. So maybe we will get turned around and ready to empty him out as he gets down to this end of the field here. Just try not to get in the auto drive way. That semi's got an important job. He's got to get this grain up to the elevator for us right quick. And I'm also curious, I don't know how fast the Quadtrac 715 is going to be, but I'm hoping it's not slower than this one. It'd be great if it was a little bit faster, but I'll take the same speed. It's just if it slows down to like 21 or 19 miles an hour, we may have to rethink what we're purchasing here. Oh, we had a little bit of a lurch there. I'm not sure what's going on. All right, let's pull up right over here. We're so close. And get a little bit of speed going. Set up my cruise control to match. And there we go. The one thing I like about this mod and being able to match speed is that when I do the Shift 4 to match the speed in real time, it doesn't override my cruise control number, which would then slow course play down and stuff like that if I forgot to update my cruise control again. So it works really well from that regard, in that it doesn't mess me up later down the road. It's not messing with settings that stay set like that. So that's great. And this guy's getting emptied out pretty fast. I'm unfortunately getting in front of him a little bit, causing some problems here. That's my bad. He's probably emptied out now. I guess I don't have to keep looking in the hopper like that. I can just glance up at the upper right-hand corner and see the volume on the worker. I'm going to follow him all the way to the corner, though, because I do want to make sure that he's completely emptied out when we try to cut through for this first lands cut. And we did increase our land size a bit to account for the fact that we're doing these big fields, and I just want to keep the combine in a way that we can get to the auger all the time. The less times I have to cut through the field, the better. So I think we're on the maximum of 10 cuts for the land. And he's got to take out just a little bit of this corner, if I'm not mistaken, and then he's going to go find a place to cut through. I can probably leave the grain cart right here. And like we did before, I'm going to put him on combine mode. He should figure this out. I see that my herbicide is almost ran out up on the course plate driver. So we're going to tab around. I'm just checking on this guy. Looks like he's got it under control, though. And we're going to see how we're doing out here. Looks like pretty well. We're on the second headland pass already. What I want to know is if he runs out, will he get back to his auto drive course and handle this all appropriately. So we're watching that 1% up in the upper right hand corner for the herbicide. There we go. He's out. He's gonna fold himself up. There's still a worker in here. If it was me driving it, you'd see the green hoodie, but it's still the worker. In fact, it says AI worker up in the upper right hand corner, which is always handy. And now he's trying to drive to the field 43 entrance, which is one of the other reasons I set it up in that corner. I was pretty sure that no matter where I'm at, he'd be able to find his way over there. Looking good. And the only thing we might have to do is set up a fill point for the herbicide that's a little bit farther than the liquid fertilizer fill point. And if we have to do that, it's going to be super easy once we get over there. So here we go. I think it's found the point and it's trying to get turned around to face it. Yep. Working great so far. And the one other thing that I didn't do that I should do is all these little courses that I'm making out in the field like this. There's a way to define them as, I think what's called a secondary path, where you only drive on that path if you're trying to get to a destination that's on that part of the network. Otherwise, the normal route planning for a vehicle will not go onto those paths, because I really don't want my drivers going off into the fields and stuff to get to where they need to go. I can envision certain scenarios where it's easier for them to cut across or something, depending on how I hook those paths up. So in the future, I need to remember how to do that and do a better job of that when we're laying out those courses. I want to say it's called a side road. So when I start recording, I have to left shift, I think, to start recording as a side road. However, we got this guy going now, which is great. So I'm going to let him do his thing. He's got a 5-minute drive back to refuel, and that's all good. We'll let him do it. And my truck's already back out here in the field, ready to go. Lands mode. Are we actually going across the field this way? It looks like we might be. I'm going to take this grain cart driver, and we're just going to take over. Not that I don't think that course play could handle it, but there's no reason why we shouldn't be doing at least one job here. And I see our combine is going to cut through from the other side, so I want to be up there and behind it coming down, just to make sure that we can unload him when the time comes. Already at 20%. I'm not sure it'll make it all the way. It might need to be emptied just a little bit when it gets to the end here. And after I get into position here, we'll pop open the dealership page, and we'll start speccing out a new Quadtrac to replace this tractor with. All right, we're here, we're behind, everything's looking good. So let's pop open the dealership, and hopefully I've enabled all the mods that I've installed since last time. I'm gonna come down here to the end. One of these would actually be really great as a grain cart tractor at some point, because they go 37 miles an hour, a little bit faster than your average tractor. But that's not the goal right now. I want to pick up one of these, and they are 26 mile an hour, which is great. I love how they look. I was tempted to get one of the wheeled versions, but you know, we just can't help it. We've got to go for the tracked. We've got different brands of tracks as well. I think we're going to stick with the lizard tracks. And, you know, we're going to go for the big, chunky 36-inch tracks. We're going to stay with a US version of our tractor. And I have the option to put some weights up here if we want, or a rock box. I think we will just go for the weights. I don't want tinted windows. I've got a few different options for monitors. Oh man, I could do real dashboard. Do I have real dashboard installed? I feel like I probably do. I think we'll start out with just the precision planning and field viewer monitors for now. I need to figure out if I've got real dashboard all set up appropriately. And I'm gonna go with floor. I was on floor coverings. We're gonna get some nice carpet floor coverings. I'm gonna go for the default exhaust. I like that a little bit better. And I'm just looking, we do have the option for a quick hitch on this thing. I can't imagine needing a 3-point hitch. I'm gonna just load this thing up with weights. We are gonna do fleet numbers, so I'm gonna put a number 1 on here. There it is, right on the side, looking good. Oh, and we've got one on the fender over there too. I don't know if we need it, but we're gonna get one of those. And we're gonna put GPS on here, and that's gonna be a total of $1.124 million that we're gonna need to do all of this. So we're gonna remember that. We'll do probably 1.125. 1.125, 123. All right. And this is the downside of figuring out what we want before we actually have to do it, is now I have to come in here and reset these up. All right, we've got it back to where we were. I can't see my arm for my microphone runs right along the bottom of the screen that I'm using here, and it makes it impossible for me to see the buy buttons. But we've got the tractor purchased, and now the other thing that we were gonna do is we're gonna get rid of the current tractor that we have, which is gonna sell for $31,800. So now I'm gonna come in here and we're gonna take that same amount of money away, $31,800, and that should put us right back down at the 273 we were at before. And of course, we needed to empty that combine out. Oh, what? This guy got stuck. That's okay. This road is designed for the semi to come through on it, not this bigger equipment. This little tiny bridge is gonna be a problem for any farm equipment. This is another reason why I should start adjusting more things to two-way courses. I could put one right down the middle of this, but we'll just bring them in like that and see how this goes. I think that'll do it. And then we've got our new 715 Quadtrac all decked out. Oh, it's got gears. Oof, and it's a loud one. I think that one of my biggest complaints with Farm Sim is that the audio on equipment does not get balanced automatically. I would have to go in and modify this mod to turn its volume down compared to the other mods that I have and the base game equipment and stuff. It is what it is, but it's a little frustrating that there's not a more consistent approach to equipment volumes in the game. Every piece of equipment, every modded piece of equipment especially, it just seems like it's all over the place. And that's it's been one of my biggest beefs, I think, and it's especially painful when you're trying to do videos and stuff, and you have to just keep monkeying with the volume levels on everything, because otherwise it just takes over. You can't even you can't hear yourself, you can't hear the rest of the game, and apparently this is going to be one of those pieces of equipment. If I go in cab, can't even hear it though. It's got like perfect volume levels. Now, things are a little jerky here because my wireless mouse and keyboard seems to be disconnecting on me right now. We've got all kinds of technical difficulties today. It feels like there's always something new to fight with me on, but we'll get through it. Let me get out here. We're going to get this grain cart hooked back up, and I'll check right back in with y'all once we get this combine moving. Worth pointing out is that my vehicle volume is already down at 40% here, and that it's that loud. So just reiterating the point here on how inconsistent this volume levels can be. All right, I'm all hooked up here. We are going to take this guy down, and it should be a little bit better now. We made some adjustments. I've got a lot of capacity here, although once we empty this combine out, we'll have enough in the hopper here, I think, to send that semi back on its way. And once we kind of get this field opened up, we won't have to deal with this unload stuff for quite a few passes, 10 passes at a time. It's a big field, but we should only have like 3 of these cut-through rows that we have to deal with. And honestly, if I just remembered to unload him, he would have been fine. The course plate driver is more than capable of coming down here and doing this unload. It's not a big deal, but we might as well do it. We're here. I'm going to need to check in on that Trident, though. He's got a minute 45 seconds before he gets to where he's going. I think that only updates every 15 or so seconds, but we will check and see if he's either hung up on something again, because I haven't seen it update, or if he's at the spray point and just isn't getting the spray yet. All right, we're going to blast through this little bit of crop here. We do have crop destruction off now, but rather than sit and wait around, I want to get this semi moving, and this should go pretty quick. The grain cart might get replaced at some point. I'm hitting it, but I'm not actually hitting it. I just want to prove that that's not me. That's invisible collision boxes. I make a lot of bad driving decisions in Farm Sim, but I'm not taking the flack for that one. All right, there we go. We're lined up a little bit better. This would be a not bad screenshot. Let me see if I can adjust my FOV down. I hate how zoomed out I am sometimes. We'll do that, and then let me get pulled up and start unloading into the front. There we go. My John Deere hoodie and the Case IH Quadtrac. All right, well, he's all emptied out and on his way. The combine's already headed back up the middle section here. Oh, we're just catching a couple rows of sorghum here. I guess it's drilled in. There's probably not rows per se. But let's get him out here in the field where he needs to be. I'm going to tell him to do his thing. And then we're going to go check on this sprayer, because I have no faith that it's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. And that would be because he's not. All right. Well, let us figure out where he's going and why he's going the way he's going. Turn you off. Look at this course. So you're not the only guy getting hung up on this stupid fire hydrant. So we're going to bring you way out here instead. We're gonna not have you turn back into there, but rather into here. Like so. And we're gonna hope that making some small adjustments now will save us more grief at later points. Nope, you are going the wrong way, pal. If you're gonna be that difficult about it, we're gonna back you up here and see what happens. All right. Big wide turns. Semi's coming to run you over. That's all good. All right. He's got that sorted. Now, I guess the question was, though, where are we going? I thought that the spray point was on the backside of town, but instead, you seem to be heading out somewhere else. Let's look at the map for a second. Remind myself where this stuff is. Oh no, it is on this other road. That's right. He's actually going the right way. well, we'll let him go. We need to wait for him to get up here so that we can check that the rest of this course is working. All right, so we're here. We're coming around the corner. This corner is extra tight. And we got to the point, but it's not far enough for the herbicide here. You know, I think what we need to do, turn this course off one more time, is maybe I'll leave it, I'll have it be the same setup, and we'll just pull forward, and I will mark this next one right here as the fill point for herbicide. At some point I'd like to edit this other one to be more consistent. I'm gonna pull these points up just a little bit though, and I'm gonna loop around here again, and I'm gonna set this guy up for fill herbicide. I could probably use that same one for both, but having 2 points doesn't really hurt anything. And all I want to do here is set up a nice curve. It's not gonna work out so well for me. I'm trying to have it so that I can loop back in on my same course if for some reason, like right now, I want to send him back around because we made changes. I did end up moving that combine a little bit, so I'm gonna just do this, and then, oh, stop, he's trying to go the wrong way. Oh, what is your deal, man? Hang on. Back it up, back it up. It's right here, and then go to the herbicide point. That should work. And I suppose I can also try to clean up the points here so that I'm a little bit farther away while we're refilling maybe. So if I just bring these out here like so, we'll have an easier time getting in without running into anything. Herbicide's filling, and he's gonna start going. I don't want him to go too fast because I want to fix these. All right, that's probably good enough. And he's gonna go back out to field 43 and start off his course play course again, which will be great. I'm just gonna try and drag these over a little bit. Oh no. All right, well, that guy's going too fast and he's off to the races. Let's jump into this combine just so that I can clean this up so it's not quite such a mess. Perfect. That looks a lot better. I'm feeling good about what's going on here. This guy's definitely going good. Hopefully this guy makes it back out to field 43 now. We'll keep an eye on him. And the driver here has been going to town. We've got 23% in our hopper already, and he should just kind of keep running. So this is the point I was hoping to get to in this series, is that I now have all my workers off working and we can jump between them to keep managing them. But really, you know, I could walk away from this for the next half hour and hopefully expect all of these jobs to just keep running on their own without my need to interact with them in any way. And that's pretty cool. I know for some people this isn't quite their idea of farm sim. You want to drive every job and do all the work yourself. I like running bigger operations. I like seeing a lot of equipment moving around on the map and keeping just a lot of different jobs going at the same time. So I'm really excited that we've been able to do this. And now this means that we're going to be able to start expanding the farm pretty quick here. Because we've gotten to a point where we have enough confidence that I can let the drivers do their things. In most cases, we're always going to have a few things messed up that we're going to have to fix here and there. But yeah, this is exciting. It's been a fun episode for us so far. I do think I'm going to wrap this one up here, though. And we will check in next time on replacing some more of our equipment. We've got this, which is a nice modded piece of equipment. We've got a tractor now I think we might have to go for a different color with the combines. I think we're going to swap out the case combine for something green. We can't have everything case on this farm. I do want to play around with a bit of different equipment. So we'll take a look at the mods that are available there. Maybe we'll go green, or maybe we'll go for one of the other brands that are out there and just play around with some different equipment. Let me know in the comments below what combines you think we should get. I want to get 2 combines that match to start out with, and we should be able to fund replacing one of them by just swapping it out, and then we'll actually pay for the other one, start building up some of our own assets here outside of the starting equipment. That seemed really vindictive. That sign did nothing to you, man. I don't know why you had to take it out like that. But anyways, hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, hit that like button, helps me out a lot. That's all for today. Quadtrac out. And yes, just in case you were curious, the sprayer did manage to come out here and figure out where it left off for spraying this herbicide. So everything's working just as we planned it.